Hello everybody, my name is Trevor. I got a few comments after the last video about this breathing envelope that I created for that patch. The basic idea is to try to emulate what happens with acoustic instruments so that as long as a note is held, the envelope still decays a little bit over time. So let me start the sequencer and show you what's going on. There's three inputs coming in. I have a smooth random source, a CV output from the sequencer, and a gate output from that same sequencer. The smooth random and the CV output are being mixed together. Just a little bit of random to add some variety to the CV from the sequencer here. And then that CV is following two paths. The white path here is modulating the velocity. That's the final level of the envelope as it goes out to the filter in VCA. The red path here is modulating the decay time of the envelopes. So let me show you what's happening there. The left-hand side of the rampage here is the primary function generator. It's receiving a trigger from the gates from the sequencer here. It's triggering the envelope, and you can see it's got a decay time set. And what's happening is the trigger begins the envelope and it starts its decay, and then the gate signal is actually being multiplied by the CV from the sequencer to modulate that decay time. And what that does is, as long as the gate is held high, then the decay time is quite long. It pushes up this decay time. And then when the gate goes low, the decay time drops to whatever's set here on the panel. So if you look over here on the scope, you can kind of see what's going on. The blue trace on the top is the gate signal, and the green trace is the final envelope output. And you can see when there's a long gate held, the decay happens over time. It doesn't just hold the note forever, the note still decays. And then, same thing, when the gate ends, let me zoom in a little bit, you can see that there's still a little bit of decay time on the envelope. So it doesn't close immediately. When the gate ends, there's still a little bit of decay or release at the end of the signal. And then finally what's happening is the output level of the envelope is being modulated, kind of like velocity from a keyboard might be. And that's being set here on the sequencer. Now, one of the problems I found with this setup is that the velocity changes can create pops and clicks in the signal. So you can hear that there a little bit. So I've added an extra decay envelope onto the final output to try to smooth that out. So that ends up being a lot of panel space to get these breathing envelopes. If you don't mind the pops and clicks, you can skip the second side of the rampage here and then just use a mixer for mixing random and your sequencer, and then a couple of VCAs for combining to create your decay time and for your final velocity output. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments.